What's up, YouTube? It's your Lord and Savior, King D353, here to tell you about day 2 of my time at Megacon Fandays. Although, first I should probably let you guys know that there are 5 new pictures in the slideshow, so you still want to pay attention at least for the first time through. Anyway, let's get started. Today was actually more eventful than my other time at Megacon Fandays. We got there around 11ish, 12ish, and after looking over the schedule, I decided to instantly go to the game room, in which they were playing a game called Pathfinder. Pathfinder is essentially another form of Dungeons and Dragons. So I went into Pathfinder, I signed up for a demo so that I can learn to play the game, and thus our adventure began. My character's name was, I can't remember my character's name, and before anyone insults me, I didn't make the character, so it was hard to remember, honestly. But whoever it was, he was a Blood Rager, who I stupidly misread as Blood Ranger. That aside, I was essentially a warrior class. And our group consisted of 3 warriors, a hunter, and alchemist, I think he was. He was something that was intelligent and had some minor knowledge in magic, but not a lot. And I don't remember what my other ally was. Anyway, our quest revolved around us first entering this town of, well, emo people, basically. They were like the people in Transylvania, and they all hated us. And we went to an inn, and we didn't understand the rules of roleplay. So as I was trying to figure out how our intimidation stats were and what our stats dictated we did, the guy's like, guys, you realize everything you say lays here, right? She hear you guys talking about intimidation, she's scared. So one guy's like, alright, I'm going to try to talk to her diplomatically. So we rolled for diplomacy and failed miserably. And the lady was like, you don't understand. Blank will be mad if I tell you. And I got into the roll spirit and I was pounding the table. I'm like, well, I'll be mad if you don't tell us. And I did that because I had a high intimidation stat. So then we intimidated her into telling the information we needed to know. We went to Cannibal's Forest, in which we found a orb on an altar. And then one of the warriors went forward and grabbed the orb. And we learned that we should not grab orbs in cannibal fucking forests, as he suddenly had the urge to bite into his arm and eat it, which grossed him out once he was snapped out of it. Now, me being a gamer, I had being a nerd in general, actually, I had the thought of nothing's there for no reason. This orb is here. There is that tried and true cliche of those who are worthy get blank from this, but put themselves at risk if they're not. So I figured maybe if we beat the orb, we'll gain something from it. So I went into this thing right after I saw what happened to him. Everyone's like, the fuck? And I rolled high and I actually resisted the urge of the orb, but nothing happened, cause fuck me. But yeah, after that we all decided fuck it and just walked around the orb and went on to the lake, where we found some rocks that buried the treasure we were searching for. So 3 of us worked together to pick up the rocks. The alchemist, one of the warriors, and the hunter worked together to move the rocks. And then one of the warriors picked up the lantern. When he picked up the lantern, a glowing bear thing came, as did an elk and a fairy. The elk charged at me in an attempt to attack me, but I was too bulky for it to hurt, so its attack did jack shit to me. Literally nothing. The fairy stated she wanted to steal it, and the warrior holding it tossed it like a motherfucker right into the fucking circle for the cannibals. So then, as our alchemist left to go get that, we did battle. The warrior in front of the fairy literally smashed it to bits. And after that, we were making jokes about how there was just raining fairy blood and fairy wings everywhere. This made the bear disappear, and I smashed the elk into oblivion. The elk then tried to escape by running past me, running after the guy who killed the fairy, only to be smashed in the face by him. So with that done, we picked up our reward, and we finished our little side quest. With this done, I had officially killed enough time to do what I was looking forward to. That was a game show called Taboo, specifically Anime Taboo. In the game of Taboo, you essentially go through words, and in a minute's time, you have to get as many words as possible. More specifically, 2 people play in a team. One person reads the card, the other person listens. You have to help your partner guess the word at the top of your card, but you can't say any of the words that appear on the card. So I went in hoping to play this game. I later found out you have to have a partner with you as you enter if you want to join, and I have no friends, so that was a problem. So after panicking for a bit, one random hot chick was like, "Hey, you want to work with my brother?" I'm like, "Because I don't know anime," and I'm like, "Okay, sure." So she pointed out to a Ryu cosplayer who I actually tried calling out to earlier, but whatever. So I went and teamed up with the Ryu cosplayer, and as round 1 passed, I was tied for first, as we were one of the groups that got 2. Those 2 being Inuyasha, which I got him to know by saying the word Naraku, and Pokemon, which was a super easy one. I got him to know that one by playing Charizard. In hindsight, I made some really stupid mistakes. Like, I got Sergeant Frog, which I have never watched myself, but in hindsight, I could have said something like military rank Ribbit, and he probably would have gotten it. There was another really easy one that I'd let pass. Well, no, it wasn't an easy one. It was a anime I watched, but Ryu cosplayer didn't, called Ah My Goddess. And since he didn't watch the anime, he didn't understand the hints, so I had to skip that one. And as we had Soul Eater, which I could have easily made him get, I ran out of time, and thus we got 2 points that first round. Alright then, we had some technical difficulties. So, yeah, interestingly enough, once again, we had stopped on Soul Eater, so, in round 2, so yeah, it seems I have a weakness to Soul Eater. Anyway, when round 2 came about, we were required to switch spots, so I was now the listener, and he was the speaker. He tried to give me hints towards, Lupin the Third, by saying his grandfather, by saying he's a detective, and his grandfather has the same name as him. Since he never watched Lupin the Third, neither did I, but what he was going with was detective and the Third. Grandfather had the same name, but I didn't realize it until he had skipped it, so we didn't get that one. And once again, we stopped on Soul Eater because bad luck, I guess. There was one that we got. I just don't remember what the anime we got was. I think it was One Piece that we got. I honestly cannot remember for the life of me. That aside, we got 1 extra point, which brought us to 3, and that ultimately put us in 3rd place. 2nd place had 4 points, and 1st place had 6 points. So yeah, I beat myself up over that a lot because I realized had I not fucked up first round, we would have won. But since I fucked up, they had to fix the tiebreaker, and we ended up losing in the end. So I felt kind of bad about that, but such is life. So then I went to eat. I grabbed a cup because I had won a little drawing to get a cup of candy and toys. So I grabbed my candy and toys, and then I went to the back to play some original Smash. While there, I beat up some scrubs, including some Deadpools. On a side note, just because I'm an idiot, you guys probably saw a picture of all the Deadpools held together. Yeah, I cuddled the hot female one. The one in the skirt. All hail me. I'm awesome. Anyway, oh, here's a picture now. With all my Deadpools. They were awesome. And Gaston and Belle. Christmas Belle, apparently. And some Naruto cosplayers. I cuddled Sakura's daughter. I actually have a picture of this guy looking away from the camera. And this dude was funny. He was pranking everyone around him by saying things like, "You dropped your wallet." You can't drop wallets. And interestingly enough, every time I take a picture of somebody, I will ask them, "Are you okay if your picture ending up online?" And this dude, he clearly has a good sense of humor, because he's like, "Of course, I have no problem." By the way, what's an internet? It was fun. Oh, and if anyone's wondering what my answer to him was, my answer was, it's a spell that allows you to see anyone you please. In hindsight, I should have said, it's a spell that saves a moment in time and allows anyone to see it who has access to the magic. That aside, so yeah, I went to the back, I played some original Smash, I beat some other people, I got smacked around by the CPUs at level 9 as I tried to relearn the game. After I eventually got my grips back with the game and realized I am never going to be able to play Jigglypuff in original Smash, ever, I started smacking things around with Fox and Falcon, and then I started to decide, you know what, these guys don't have Luigi for some reason, so I went to break the targets, and I succeeded in all the break the targets for them, and then I kicked Luigi's ass as Pikachu. On a side note, fuck Jigglypuff's break the targets, fuck it to hell. Jigglypuff's jumps in the original were so fucking worthless. Anyway, after that, I just played, classic mode on very hard with 5 lives a few times. First time was with Luigi, since I did just unlock him, and I did horrific, needing to use 2 continues to defeat Master Hand. I then switched over to Samus and did classic mode again. This time I only needed 1 continue. If I did it once more as Falcon, I don't even know if I would have needed to continue or not, because the girls wanted to leave while I was in the middle of the Falcon one. But when they came, I had not used up any of my continues, and I was fighting the Fighting Polygon team, so who knows, maybe Falcon would have pulled through. That aside, that ends day 2, so I played a Dungeons & Dragons-esque game, and I was on a game show. That was fun. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap of my second day at Megacon Fandays. And who knows, maybe when the actual Megacon comes around, I can see some of you guys there. After all, I normally don't tell you guys I'm going due to thinking you guys don't care, but that was 140 of you. Who knows? Maybe one of you will want to meet your king. So, I'll see you guys at Megacon. Deuces, YouTube.